Hello friends, and welcome back to Pokemon Colosseum. So we began this little low-tier challenge of mine last time by collecting the first two Shadow Pokemon we can come across, the Shadow Makuhita and the Shadow Bayleaf, and we will now continue our journey, but before we go to the intended location, which is Pyrite Town, I'm going to take a moment to just do a little bit of battle training with these two Pokemon here. I'll explain in just a second. And non sequitur to this, Pokemon Center theme, another one of the best tunes in the game. Add that to the counter. So, for anyone who doesn't know about Shadow Pokemon, they behave a little bit differently than regular Pokemon. That being, I think I mentioned this last time, instead of an experience gauge, they have a heart gauge. The heart gauge represents how closed off the door to their heart is. And basically it makes them more of a fighting machine type of thing. As you battle and walk around and basically do everything that raises friendship in the game, the meter will go down. And as it goes down, they do start to receive various perks. So right off the bat, the only thing a Shadow Pokemon will know in our party if they have a full heart gauge is a single move, which is Shadow Rush. This is the only Shadow move in the entire game. Pokemon XD will add a whole bunch more, which I thought was a brilliant idea. But in this game, you only have Shadow Rush as a starting move for only Shadow Pokemon. And it basically acts as a typeless takedown. So they'll receive a little recoil after they use the move. The move itself is kind of powerful. But as the gauge goes down, they'll start to unlock further moves. After 1 bar, they'll get this move. After 3 bars, they'll get this. And when the final bar is nearly finished, they'll get their 4th move. So to make things a little bit easier, I'm going to do some battles here. This is called the pre-gym. So it's kind of like a battle facility of sorts. So I'm going to talk to this guy here. Hello, I'm Justy. I'm in charge of running the pre-gym. Judging by your appearance, I say that you're traveling, the two of you. Well, what do you think? Since you're already here, do you feel like having a battle? Yes. So we will battle a couple of trainers in the pre-gym here. All I have to do is just go into the center there, but I'm going to go over here for just a second, because I think there's something I can get. Gonna battle? Oh, looks like we have to... Nope, so they... You will get something from them later, but I am going to do some practice fights here. So let's get this started. Now, I don't know how well this is going to go, but this is just practice to maybe I can also display a few things about Shadow Pokemon in general, but this will also help me to reduce the gauge of the Shadow Pokemon that I've got, and having their gauge lowered will help me out when I reach Pyrite. So as you can see here, their gauges right now, they're basically full purple. Just by being summoned into battle, they get a nice chunk taken out. So doing a lot of fights will eventually help drain the gauge. Now, of course, my Pokemon only know Shadow Rush, so they're going to be taking some damage, which sucks, but it is what it is. Now, thankfully, because this is still the first area of the game, the Pokemon that I am facing are kinda low level. Ah, here's something. So, being a Shadow Pokemon, they will sometimes enter, you can kinda call it a berserk state of sorts. I think they call it, yeah, it's different between the two games, but this is called Hyper Mode. So, how Hyper Mode works, the Pokemon will only want to use Shadow Rush. If you use any of your other moves, it'll probably disobey you and either not move, will actually attack you, or instead use Shadow Rush. The upside to that is Shadow Rush is much more likely to hit critical hits now. But what I want to do actually is try to calm the Makuhita down. So by calling it when it's in the hyper mode, it will be brought back to its senses and get a nice chunk of its bar removed. And that's what I want. Now, this might make things take a little while because, as you can see, if they go into hyper mode, I will not be able to attack. So there's some upsides, some downsides. It's basically however you want to play around with it at the present moment. But I do want to remove some chunks of the bar, so I will be taking advantage of this. So you can see some really huge chunk of that bar right there. Now another interesting thing too, because there are multiple ways to reduce the hyper gauge, or the, well, I actually don't know if it's called hyper gauge or shadow gauge or however you want, heart gauge, that's what it is. It's actually determined based on the Pokemon's nature, how effective certain methods will be at. This is getting to be kind of interesting. There's multiple, all this hyper mode stuff is actually making me lose my train of thought. Yeah, the Pokemon's nature helps determine how another thing that breaks my monologue. So as you can see, Makuhita has gotten one of its bars completely obliterated, so it has now remembered one of its moves. So Focus Energy can help me out. But yeah, the nature of a Pokemon actually helps determine how effective different methods are at reducing the gauge. I don't really remember any of the numbers for any of the natures because I just wing it. And speaking of winging it, my goodness, I may just keep them in hyper mode. But I mean, thankfully I'm facing two pretty weak Pokemon right now, so I think I'm okay. I can just keep doing the gauge for quite a bit. Like, Bayleaf here got Synthesis, which is pretty good. Oh, so we'll just keep doing a little trade-off. There we go, now we can actually get a move in. So, as you may remember, there's, I do remember 3 of my moves when reducing the gauge. But as you see, there's 4 notches for 4 different sections of things in the heart gauge. So when the gauge is 2 bars depleted, the Pokemon will start accruing experience. And I'm not saying it gains experience, I just say it accrues it. So when you eventually get the ability to restore a Pokemon back to its regular state, so when it becomes just a regular old Pokemon, it will gain back all of the experience that you got after the bar has reached to depletion. Okay, so we finally took care of the first trainer, and it only took like 7 minutes. Alright, but that's good. I knocked a lot of bar off there. Alright, so Trainer 1 is done. Alright, so what's your plan? To keep chucking away? Yes, I do want to at least reduce the bar as much as I can. So we'll see how this works. I think, yeah, you're the water type. And also the names. So Botan for the first one for botany, and then Liqui for liquid. Yeah, I can kind of tell that the people who made this game and or the people who did the translations had a lot of fun when it came to the names. Alright, so we got another bar chunk taken care of. Makuhita's almost taken care of 2 of its bars already, which is pretty good. Yeah, Meryl's got a lot of defense. Now, one of the... I think I talked about this in the last episode. Oh, here we go again. This game, I spent an unhealthy amount of time with this game when I was younger. And the reason being, this game and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness are really good training. It's got a lot of battle potential, so you can bring your Pokemon in, do a whole bunch of battles, get a whole bunch of experience. And it's really good for leveling up your Pokemon. And the reason for that, there is a facility that you can come across later in the game. It's one of my favorite areas in the whole game, maybe even all of Pokemon in general, where you can do, it's just battle after battle after battle, but after every individual fight, your Pokemon's HP and like if they fainted, they're fully recovered. If they get all their health back, it's just like you just keep going all your battles and you don't have to worry. And that helps a lot too, especially with Shadow Pokemon and using of Shadow Rush. As you can see, my health just keeps draining by quite a bit. Take every advantage that I can. So I'm gonna call. There you go. So yeah, I had the ability to transfer my Pokemon from my GBA cartridge games to this game, and because of that, I could start using all the Pokemon that I would use throughout all my adventures, and just start maxing out their levels like crazy. I probably got a couple of Pokemon up to level 100 just by using these games alone. I had way too much fun with this game. Now the reason I bring that up is, as you can see, I will be taking a lot of damage thanks to Shadow Rush. So I gotta be really careful with that. I actually thought this facility would heal me in between fights, but I guess not. I mean, the nice part is I can use Synthesis with Bayleaf. Okay, so that takes care of 2. I might be able to keep this going. I think I can quit. Gonna just call it quits here for now. I got 2 fights in. I got to explain a whole bunch about Shadow Pokemon. I think I'm okay. But I want to make sure of something. Yes, one of these trainers here I think gives me a key item. Maybe? Okay. I do remember that they give you what is effectively a Pokedex in this game, but the way it works is kind of convoluted, so I just tend to ignore it. I think there are times I've played this where I've completely forgotten it was a thing. Because how it would work is you have to keep coming back there every time you see a new Pokemon in order for you to get the entry for that Pokemon. So given that I know quite a bit about Pokemon already, I just tend to ignore it. Okay. Yeah, even walking like this will even slowly drain the gauge for my Pokemon, so I'm okay with doing this. I don't think there was any item over here. No. Alright. Oh, yep. Add this to the best songs in the game, if I haven't already. So first, we're going to head to Pyrite Town, but we stop by this construction lot of sorts. So you can see there's that wicked tower in the back, but it looks like they're just finishing up construction here. Oh, hold it there. This is a construction site. It's not a safe place to be. It's no place for tourists to visit. Go on, scram. Yep, it's been a mighty long time. I can't rightly recall when it was I was last home. But we're just about done here. So yeah, you literally stop here for 5 seconds, get told you can't stay here, and then you drive on. And here we go to Pyrite Town. Oh yes, another tune for best music in the game. I love this like smooth jazz feel that it's got. Aw, Mr. Johnson, give a man a break here. I keep telling you I don't know anything. That better be true, Kale. If you're trying to con me, I'll know about it. Mr. Johnson, sir, I wouldn't think about lying to you. You gotta believe me, right? Alright, fine. I'll let you off easy today. See you. What a nitwit. Of course I haven't got a thing to tell you. So yeah, this town here, it's very run down. You got a lot of thug-like characters here. Let's see your faces around these parts. What are you, tourists? If you don't want to get hurt, you should get lost and quick for the good of your health. This is Pyrite, the town of earth, wind, and money. You appear to be outsiders. You had best beware. There are many ne'er-do-well sorts here. But at least you got one wicked theme. Alright. Oh yes, and a bit of comedy relief here in the police station. Oh, I'm sorry, Chief, but there's trouble afoot. You see, Chief, there's talk that thugs have been witnessed using strange Pokemon. Oh, Chief, you're not the Chief. Oh, I beg your pardon. I'm here, Johnson. The story isn't new. I've heard it over and over already. Oh, Chief, there you are. You're such a kidder. Yeah, if you come back here every once in a while, you do get that little comedy routine. My name's Cheryl. I'm the chief of police in this town. Are you two travelers? I see. Well, whether you are or not, it would be best if you could get out of town as soon as possible. This town's descended into a state of lawless chaos. I couldn't guarantee your safety if anything were to happen. Now, another thing too, we'll call this kind of a downside with this game. I didn't really go over it last time. You can only save the game at the PC storage unit, so anytime you see those, you'd better take advantage of them. Now, I should be fine for the most part, but I will keep looking over that. Now, I don't think I've got a way to get in. Not right now. But yes, I think you can actually get the key to unlock this. But hey, look at these familiar faces. Well, what? Not you two again. Listen, you have to promise. Don't tell Meyer B that we're hiding out here, okay? After we blew our last chance, we couldn't go back. So we turned ourselves in for stealing that truck, and here we are. If we stayed here, we'd be safe. Well, at least they're thinking about safety for once. Alright, so yeah. A lot of other houses here. You thugs must be Mirror B's newest recruits. Well, shoot, beat it. I haven't got any money to give to the likes of you. And we got the shop over here. Very rundown shop, but it looks like it knows what it's doing. Money. Well, you got some good items, too. Just in case, yeah, actually, I will keep some revives on my person. A couple extra of those, too. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah. Like I said, I'm still going to try and resist using items in battle, but I'm going to, until further notice, really, try to not use items in battle. Alright, so go... Yep. Oh yeah, in this town, there is no Pokemon Center, there is only an inn. The name's Duking. I run the Colosseum here. If you want to enter a battle, go see the Colosseum's receptionist. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm busy. I'm the lookout. Nobody is supposed to get by me. There's nothing special behind the bookshelf. Oh, you mean like this? Yeah. I'm getting behind the bookshelf. That's why, Marcia. We gotta somehow snag them from those criminals. Oh, what? You startled me. How did you get in here? That's weird. My little brother is supposed to be on lookout. My sister hasn't done anything but chatter. I'm so bored. Are you Papa's friends? I'm Marcia. I'm pleased to meet you. But sorry, we're busy. We're talking about something that's quite important. Please come visit and play with us another time. So yes, we'll get in touch with those kids later for other business too, but entering from here allows us to see this. Duking, how much more are you going to take from Mirror B and his stooges? They're using you in the Colosseum. What's the matter with you? Have they sucked the spirit right out of you? So you just clam up. I've lost faith in you. So we got a little bit of anger here. The man that went out is Silva. He's Duking's friend. But he was really angry. His face looked all scary. So there's more plot afoot. Alright, so there was that. So yeah, over here, this is an inn, which is a Pokemon Center, effectively. But you have to pay money for it. Yeah, it may only be 100, but you still gotta pay for it. Now, if I remember correctly, is there an item box hiding in here with one of these? I'm not 100% sure right now. It was not long ago when Duking was the man in Pyrite, but now that right out there weird Meyer B and his stooges ride herd over the town. I wonder what's so special about that Mirror B guy. Have you heard his music? That's plenty special enough. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, so no item boxes were in here. Yeah, even dreaming about Pokemon fights. Alright. What do we got here? You know, your outfit's kind of weird, but you're a trainer too, aren't you? Good, that's okay then. I'll teach you about one of the few rules this town has. Here, we have street battles rather than exchanging greetings. Alright, Chaser Calda. I don't think you have a shadow. No, it doesn't look like it. It's when I reach the center circle that I will be able to start catching some other shadows. But, this gives me a good excuse to get a little bit more bar for these guys. Oh, there we go. So I got Vital Throw from Makuhita. So let's see how well that works. Yeah, looks like I'll be visiting that hotel quite a number of times. Let's see how well this goes. Ooh, nice hit. Now, I hope I remember which ones are easy shadow Pokemon to catch. Because there are some that have higher catch rates than normal. And if I take advantage of that, that would give me more Pokemon for my team. Okay, so we just did what we did last time. Should be fine. That's a nice part about using slightly higher level Pokemon, especially with Bayleaf being defensive. It won't take as much damage. Ah yes, slow slack off. Like, I get that Dark-type moves are okay coverage for situations like that, but coming off of a physical Pokemon, that's just pretty weak. Alright, well that takes care of that. A little bit of extra bar for my trouble, and there was a little experience gained, because Makuhita does have 2 bars down. Alright, and a little extra money to spend at the hotel. Alright, I tripped myself up, but you're not bad at all. Your Pokemon are tops. I can see it in your eyes. You're just like us. Kind of. Ah, yes. So it's here. Wes, it was here in this square that I saw that strange Pokemon. I tried to leave town afterwards, but that's when those creeps grabbed me. We should be careful. Even at the best of times, there's nothing normal about this town. So I think you're the first? Who's that? Wait a second, who are you calling me a wallflower? Oh, look at her. She's all serious. Alright. Wes, be a man. Stomp her down. Alright, so I think you'll have one of the first shadow... Yes, I do remember the name Emok, so that is someone who has a shadow. But does start off with some easy enough Pokemon for us to take down via a bunch of Shadow Rushes. Oh, you don't have a Shadow. Okay. Maybe I just remember the name from the number of times I've played this game. But I know that there are 6 Shadow Pokemon that I can acquire in this Pyrite Circle. So we'll just have to get through this fight here. At the very least, it's more bar off of these Pokemon. Let's do it. Maybe I will visit the... Well, no, I've got potions, so at the very least I can top myself off. Well, if anything, just keep going for Shadow Rush. Although this is going to be a bit annoying since that Gulpin has doubled its defense. See, this is a situation where staying in Hyper Mode might actually be a good idea. And hey, you hit me with Thief. Alright, well, Bayleaf's Hyper Mode 2. But here we go. So it's an increased chance to critical hit, which, look at that, just breaks right through. Okay. Now, I don't think sleeping at the hotel will remove the hyper mode. So I actually have to call it in battle to do so. Oh, a man battles a frail girl. You're not frail. Okay. I will use... Actually, I don't need that. But that does make me think, does it accept items when it's in hyper mode? Let me check. Yep, it will not take an item if it's in hyper mode. I do have to remember that part too. So I will then sleep at the hotel. Yes, yes, go ahead. Alright, did you get a good rest? Now, does that remove the hyper mode? It does not, but it does heal my health. I'll take it. Alright. Let's get a few fights in here. So yeah, there's the 5 trainers here. There's one, what they call roller guy right there. That's the 6th. So all 6 of these trainers will have a shadow. Okay, so how about it? Go for battle? Yes. All right, let's get some more Pokemon on our team, shall we? So there we go. That's going to be the first shadow Pokemon, Shadow Noctowl. Now, one thing that wasn't apparent when I was first playing and going after the Shadow Makuhita and the Shadow Bailey, in their moveset right now, they know Shadow Rush. So trying to catch a Pokemon, and they have a move that deals recoil. And because it's infinite use power points, every Shadow Pokemon is on its own timer. That makes them even more difficult to catch. You can see what I was meaning before, where I don't know what Pokemon I'll be able to catch, because it's very likely some Pokemon are going to knock themselves out. Now, I guess one silver lining is that the Pokemon in the Duel Square here are on trainers that you can be infinitely rebattle. So I will be able to continue to acquire them if I need to. Yeah, let's do that. So I'll actually be able to hit the Noctowl. Or watch as it just completely obliterates my Makuhita. That's not good. So we'll just do that. Alright, so now it's down to Noctowl versus Bailey. Ordinarily, this would be very bad. But I'm gonna try full health catch. We'll see how well it works. I'm fairly certain it's gonna fail, but I like to be proven wrong. I love to be proven wrong. All right. So that's one new member to our team, Shadow Noctowl. All right, right then. I like your style. If Pokemon goes into hyper mode, its attacks become more likely to be critical hits. Yep. Why do the trainers here have those strange Pokemon? I'm sure of it now. The town's hiding a big secret. So yes, we will get to more of that, but I do want to kind of round out my team a little bit with 6 members. And like I was saying before, the first third of this game is surprisingly difficult because you can't heal your Pokemon from their shadow mode. So you will have to, and because you can't gain levels, you're locked to the levels that you've got right now. They're decent at 30, but it's gonna start building up a little bit. You feel like sticking around for a demonstration of my Pokemon's moves? Here we go. Battle number 2. I think this is Flaffy? Yes. Shadow Flaffy. Alright, here we go. And look at that. Makuhita's already at 4 bars taken care of. Alright, how well will this work? So yes, we finally got our last move, which is the incredibly powerful Cross Chop. So if I want some damage done, that's how you do it. Which, you know what? I'm going to take advantage of that. And you know what? First ball luck. Let's give it a shot. Now, one really cool thing, if your party has less than 6 Pokemon, if you were to catch a Shadow Pokemon in battle, you can actually use that Shadow Pokemon in that same fight if the opponent still has more regular Pokemon left. Which is a cool little trick in some situations. Also, you're all about paralysis. Okay, so I was paralyzed. I didn't get to strike. Let's try... Yeah, I'm gonna call Bailey just to get it out of hyper mode. And look at that, nice chunk. Nice, the Flaffy's gonna start hurting itself. to whatever degree that will be. So you can see that makes it very annoying, because you don't want Pokemon to be knocking themselves out, especially if you're trying to catch them. And powerful strike, go. I think that is one of the strongest fighting type moves you can get in Generation 3, so they gave that to one of the earliest Pokemon. I kind of find that surprising. We'll try a regular old Pokeball here and just a regular old Shadow Rush. As you can kind of tell, if your Pokemon game already starts you off with Great Balls, you're probably going to feel like using those. Sometimes regular Pokeballs, especially in the early game, are alright. There we go. A little bit extra. And yeah, good hit. Alright, we're gonna try this again. Thankfully, the Pokeball is the first action that takes place. Now, for anyone wondering why I don't have 2 Pokeballs on the go, there is a mechanic in this game that says if you're attempting to use a Pokeball with your first Pokemon, it can only charge 1 Snag Ball in a turn. So, I can't use 2 Pokeballs. But since we are in the yellow... Oops, I was about to display that there too. It's not that what I want to do, it's Synthesis. Let's give it another shot. Alright, Pokeballs are not working. Guess I should switch to Great. If it keeps using Shadow Rush, it'll certainly help lower its health even further. We're going to try that again. We're going to up this to a Great Ball this time. Hopefully this works. The less resources I end up using now, the better. Oh boy. So this Flaffy's going to be a difficult little sheep. That's another thing with it being a double battle too. You better get used to having at least one non-damaging move on your Pokemon. Because in this situation, if I only had Shadow Rush, like I would probably be using the Bayleaf as the Pokemon throwing the Pokeballs. Because I don't want to be doing things that would cause more damage to the Flaffy. Two, three. There we go! Alright, so Flaffy is now part of the team. Alright. Maybe I'll do one more battle for this episode. Surprisingly good. I think you deserve to know a little secret about a certain Pokemon move. The move Shadow Rush inflicts damage on any kind of Pokemon without being affected by their types. The amount of damage doesn't vary with the target Pokemon's type, so it's easy to use. Yes, so like I said prior, the move Shadow Rush is a typeless move. It's not like the question mark type that Curse is in these generations. That is a purely typeless move. So you'll never inflict super effective damage, but on the flip side, you never inflict ineffective damage. So you want an easy move to use. Shadow Rush really is that easy to use. Okay, so we'll do this trainer over here. I will switch to Flaffy here. Start getting a little bit of bar on Flaffy. I'm talking to anyone in the Duel Square, there's only one answer. Battle. Ryder Liba. And add that to the list of silly names. Alright, so here we go with the Shadow Skiploom. Start getting some bar on Flaffy, because Flaffy's actually a decent Pokemon for the early game. And like I said, the low tiering part of this challenge really won't come into play until I can start getting more members of the team. So I will take advantage of every mechanic I can get. Let's go with a double team. If you don't stick my Pokemon to sleep. Well, yeah, I'll be able to show off something pretty funny here in a second. Ooh, critical hit, nice. One less Pokemon to deal with. Oh, Bayleaf's bar is almost at 3, so that means another move. Dustox. So, a thing with this game, too, the call mechanic isn't just simply used as a taking care of a hyper mode option. You can use it just to yell out the Pokemon's name, and funnily enough, it's also loud enough to wake them up from sleep. Heh, Pokeflute, eat your heart out. So, they basically made awakenings in this game useless, which is kind of funny. Okay. I might start doing some Pokeball chucking here in a moment. Just to kind of get rid of that Skiploom. I'm going to do that. Try some full health Great Balls. Let's see how this works. Bayleaf is still technically my strongest damage dealer right now. Yes, I suppose I should say, even though Shadow Rush is a typeless move, it's still considered a physical move. So the Pokemon's attack stat and the opposing Pokemon's defense stats will be what determines the damage. So on some Pokemon, especially like Makuhita, Shadow Rush is a very good move because it plays off its much stronger attack stat. On the flip side, if you were to get defensive walls that don't have very much offense in their attack stat, Shadow Rush is a very, very weak move. Ah, you can't poison what's already asleep. Alright, well, I can do... Yeah, we're gonna do this. I'm taking care of the Dustox now. Might as well. Now, sadly, calling to them while they're asleep doesn't reduce the gauge. That's very sad. But I can do this! Alright, so all we got left is a Skiploom. Yeah, we're gonna do this instead. Great Ball. I am definitely gonna have to go visit, the Pokeball shop here in a moment. Now see, this is also why I want to try to reduce Flaffy's gauge as much as possible, because it gets access to Thunder Wave. As you remember, catching Pokemon, it's good to have a status move. Flaffy can do one more of those, no problem. Let's just stick with Pokeballs for now. I think that's the best bet for the next little bit. I always love that animation though, because it's literally like a claw coming in and grabbing the Pokemon. Okay, so this is how you're gonna be. Okay, can you stop? Well, in that case, I'll just let Bayleaf do the hit then. Your Skiploom's defensive enough, this'll work. Oh, don't hit the Bayleaf. Ah, not this. Maybe I should wait until it's put both of my Pokemon to sleep. I'll call them both. You can't put both of them to sleep in the same turn. Alright, let's try this again. I gotta reduce that Skiploom's health before anything gets used. Alright, good. You just went for a regular old move. Well, you got Mega Drain too. That is making things a little more annoying. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Gets the bar down. Let's try this again. Hey, maybe if it gets Thunder Wave in the same battle, I can start using it. I guess that's another downside with this game is some of the animations do take a while. But on the flip side, the animations are in 3D. And to me, that makes them look pretty darn cool. Alright, I'm gonna go for a synthesis with Bayleaf, so Flappy can do all the Pokeball shenanigans. Like that. Come on, let's catch a Skiploom. Oh. There we go! Skiploom has been caught. Alright, so that's Pokemon number 3 of 6. And a little extra money, because I keep having to spend it at that hotel. Alright, that was Incredible Battle. Ever get the urge to battle? Yep. So every time you leave the town and come back, you can refight those trainers. Which I'll probably take advantage of, because that does mean I get a little extra money. Alright, so we'll heal up here. And then I'm going to call the episode here, because it's going to be just... it's basically fighting, and more fighting. So, gotta space things out as best as I can, right? So anyways, thank you very much for watching today. Hope you enjoyed this little Pokemon Onslaught and Ouray. It's just really fun to be playing this game again. I know it's just going to be a lot of trainer fights, but there's a charm to this game that I absolutely love. And hopefully you will stick around for future episodes of this coming. So, thank you very much for watching today. Take care, stay safe, and have a good day.